welcome to the FVCFFVYFFLFFS episode 31. No, 13. 1-3. Lucky 13.
I wasn't going to say FFS, or I didn't think of saying it.
Yeah.
I was just going to go on, and then you kept going, so I tried
to...
Judah makes fun of me, too, when I mispronounce
When
words.
I mispronounce for verbs.
Mispronounce. You know, they've done research that women have like 10 times more words a day than men do.
Oh,
yeah. Like, I've used
Isn't
all
it like 25,000 a day that women...
I don't know, but I used them all up last week, and I have none left. Anyway, speaking of no words, quick question this week, and you guys can put this in the group text. Who has been the most beneficial player to your fantasy team this year? Your best player, maybe he was a low draft pick, maybe a waiver pick, maybe somebody who's just been consistent for you all year. Who would you say that would be?
Easy.
Yes.
Nothing can stop me, Lamar the way up. Lamar Jackson has been unbelievable for me
That was
this
a
year.
mid-season trade.
No, not in this league.
Oh, you drafted him?
I drafted Lamar.
I think Judah wanted him in this league, and that's why he's had quarterback problems.
Yep.
And he's mad at you that you drafted him.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Judah.
My best and most consistent player has been my tight end, Mark Andrews. Consistently double digits.
Yeah.
Lamar Jackson's favorite
That's
guy to
correct.
throw the ball to.
Yeah.
Gets a lot of touchdowns, a lot of yards. He's injured a little bit.
That's right.
But he's been consistent. I have to deal with the tight end all year.
That's correct.
It's been very, very good. So tell us who your best player on your team is. Speaking of best players, let's get to the matchups.
Let's do some football!
Let's get ready to football show! Man, you have that for a long time.
Oh yeah, I can do it. For
I
a
took
long
like
time.
3 breaths.
It's
Oh,
the
I wasn't
saxophone.
ready.
I can keep that air going for
Okay, let's
a long
do it.
time.
Hold on, I wasn't ready.
No, I wore mine out already.
I say I can go longer.
Stop it! We're not water.
Chicken.
Do you know? Did you ever hear? Did you ever hear that? What's his name? Kenny G.
Yes.
Learned how to breathe through his nose while he was blowing out of his mouth and could hold a never-ending saxophone note. He did it. It was unbelievable.
How can you do
I don't know, but he figured it out. So anyway.
Saxophone life.
All right, first matchup.
Hashtag
High on
saxophone.
fantasy. He's high on fantasy. Judah versus...
You know what makes come to my mind? John Denver, country roads take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia.
Why?
Because Rocky Mountain High, Colorado.
Oh, that took a while to get. I wasn't there in the same place.
It just popped into my head.
All right.
It's 12:12 in the morning.
It's 11:12.
It says
at night.
12:12. Hold on right there. It says 12:12 right there on the thing.
I've told you
12:12.
that clock is an
12:12.
hour behind.
You're an hour behind.
Don't insult me.
I'm not. You're just an hour behind.
All right.
Back to the matchups. Come on already.
Now we've moved our screen and we're all off. I can't look at it now.
What do you mean, Rob? Well, then
I
look right
can't
here.
do it.
Look right
I can't
there.
do it. It's just, it's
all right. High on fantasy.
All right. So anyway, high on fantasy.
I thought
Judah.
you said you couldn't do it.
High on
Just
fantasy.
when I was going to do it, now you can do it. Fine.
Miss.
You're misaligned in your
I am.
spot because I moved the camera?
Mr. Judah pulls off the win versus Mr. Nelson and Wilson we trust. And it'd be funnier if it was in Nelson we trust, which he trusts in himself, right? But anyway.
In God we trust.
In God we trust.
That's the United States of America.
High on fantasy. Judah, 120.4 points to Nelson's 102 points. That brings Judah up to 6-7 and drops Nelson to 6-7. This was a huge matchup this week.
6-7.
Judah needed the win to even have a chance of getting into the playoffs. But even though he won, he did not make it. And Nelson absolutely needed this win. If he'd have won this, he would have been in the playoffs for the first time in
Nelson had
our
an
league.
amazing
So
season.
He had a great season, but came up a little bit short. So
I think he got the hardest working of the year.
he did. He was good this year. So
Most improved player.
most improved,
well,
definitely.
Abby's close.
Yeah.
Might be a tie.
Anyway, so high on fantasy, Judah's award is.
Missed it by that much.
He missed the playoffs by that much. He was 6-7, along with a couple of other
Missed it
players.
by that much.
7-6 got you into the playoffs. 6-7 put you out of it.
They were both
So
one game
they were
out.
both one game out, and that's tough. They hate to see that.
Except for Judah, we don't mind.
right.
Nelson, we mind. Judah, we don't
And then
mind.
for Nelson this week, he gets. For two reasons. He was the biggest loser. He scored a lot of points, but Judah just outscored him. And also because, again, he just missed the playoffs this year. So, tough break for both of them in that matchup, and better luck next year. But we still have the consolation, so don't give up yet.
Or I like to call it the toilet bowl. And our next matchup is kind of a toilet bowl. It was me versus Isaac.
Yes.
And I call it a toilet bowl because Isaac challenged me to a waterbed in this matchup, and I didn't take it because I was scared. I'm not going to lie. And I won. Joe Van Victorino beat Kittlecorn, John over Isaac. I won. He lost. I got 107 points. He got 91 points, and I finished 8-5, number 3 in the league. And he finishes 7-6, number 5 in the league. Only one game different between the other guys.
And here's the thing: is had I told Isaac that he needed some wins because he was borderline. Had he not gotten that win versus Kyle last week, he would be out of the playoffs after having such a good start to the season. So he hit a little bit of a rough patch, but thankfully he made it in.
You know, in life, we all hit a little bit of a rough patch now and then.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean we give up.
That
doesn't mean we surrender. That doesn't mean we become apathetic. It means we try harder.
I'm not going to stop. I'm going to work harder.
I don't even know what that song is.
What's the song?
From what? Who sings it?
I can't remember. One of those girl groups.
Why are you listening to girl group music?
I don't. It was a popular song at that point in time.
Okay. Anyway, I get the
Wonder Twin powers activate! Octopus! Form of an ice unicycle!
I thought it was going to fall off the back of that. I felt that start to go, and I was like...
You'd have hit the kick drum down there. That would have been good.
That would
Anyways,
hurt.
I get the Wonder Twin Award because I had two guys basically get the same points, and they were on the same team, and they were wearing the same uniform, which usually happens when you're on the same team. Carson Wentz, 25.4, my quarterback. Alshon Jeffrey, 25.2, my wide receiver. Almost the same points. Same team, got me tons of points, 50 points. Just those two players, and Isaac got 90, so my two guys got more than half of his points.
Eagles!
And here's the thing, I traded for Alshon Jeffrey partway through the season. I never got a chance to start him until now because he's been injured
Is this
the
the
whole
only
time.
good match he's given you all season?
I haven't gotten any. I
He's
got him
been
partway
terrible,
through the season.
but-
He's been injured the whole time, but I got it. And Isaac gets the...
Whoops-a-daisy! Whoops-a-daisy!
Isaac gets the Whoops-a-Daisy Award because he lost to me by 17 points, but he had Raheem Mostert, who got 23 points on his bench, and Aaron Jones got only 5 points. So that was really the difference.
It'd have been
17
close.
points. It would have
It'd
been a
have been
tie
close.
or close.
Yep, it'd have been
First of all, you
close.
want to work out the math on that one?
Now I'm just looking. See.
91.
But see,
Carrying
he
the
also had
3,
McCoy on his bench, who had
23.
10 versus his other running back. So if he would have started his two running backs on the bench, he would have beaten you.
18.3 points, Mostert over Jones. Who's going to start Raheem Mostert over Aaron Jones?
But I mean, if you're a
But
good
still.
manager, you got to know these things.
Whoops-a-daisy! Whoops-a-daisy!
Isaac, you lost. Just saying.
You always start Colonel Mustard.
So start him next week in the playoffs against you.
Well, he might, depending on who's in.
Did I tell you that I'm number 3 in the playoffs?
Yeah, I saw that.
Isaac's number 5.
Congratulations.
Some guys got it.
Yeah. Anyway, the next matchup is between Abigail Marv, the Sticky
I'm number
Bandit.
3 in the playoffs and seeded number 2 because I won the division.
Well, congratulations on winning the
I get a
division.
bye. I was like, why didn't I play him? Anyways.
Woo!
So what
That's
we're saying,
awesome.
Marv the Sticky Bandit.
Abby, Marv the Sticky Bandit versus Casey and Brody. Living on a jet plane.
Oh, I was going to do Living on a Prayer, but that's not the right thing.
It's Levining on a jet plane.
Levian on a jet plane. Wait a second.
Yeah.
Levining on...
Levy on a jet plane.
It doesn't matter.
It's fine, you know.
I want to know that Casey and Brody even know what that song
None
is.
of the kids in this thing know what that is
How could
from.
they name their team that? They don't even know the song.
Because Eric knows what that is, and it is from Armageddon.
That's not what... They sang it in Armageddon, but that's not where the song
where it's
is
from. Yes, it was created for Armageddon, for that scene. So anyway, Abby scores 136.16 points to Casey and Brody's 92.36. Abby was really worried this week.
Stomped on Brody and Casey.
She stomped them this week. So Abby goes up to 7-6 and makes it into the playoffs. So a good year for Abby. Casey and Brody dropped to 8-5, but are still number 2 in the league
and
going into the playoffs.
in the playoffs. Got to play this week.
For Abby,
it is a rematch this week in the playoffs. We'll talk about that later.
For her award, it is the and the
ooh, another one.
The Stuggernaut. She had the stud and the juggernaut.
Stuggernaut.
The stud award goes to Devontae Parker with 32.5 points. And I was the one that recommended she pick him up, and she picked him up and has been playing him, and he has been great. And I will tell you this.
I was busy saying Stuggernaut. Who are you talking about?
Devontae Parker.
Oh, okay.
Devontae Parker could carry her a ways in the playoffs. He has been really good lately. So
who would think anybody from Miami
I
would
know,
be good?
but he's been outstanding. So good pickup by her. And also the Juggernaut, 136 points was the high this week. And just as an FYI, she did not get the man Stuggernaut because she did not
Because she's
start.
a woman. She wouldn't get the man Stuggernaut. She's a woman.
Fine. She did not get the woman Stuggernaut, and because she did not start the Saints defense, she picked up the Jets because she was nervous about the Saints.
Jets defense.
And she picked up the Jets and started the Jets, and lo and behold, the Jets stink. So they do. She did not get the man Stuggernaut, but she had the Stuggernaut. So good week, Abby. Congratulations on making the playoffs. For Casey and Brody, here is the award for them.
Whoops-a-daisy. Whoops-a-daisy.
Whoops-a-daisy. Because I'll tell you what, Darius Geis being on the bench at 27.7 points. Now, their running backs did okay, but their namesake, Le'Veon Bell on a jet plane, only scored 8.7. They could have gotten 20 more points out of that. And then I thought there was maybe Matt Ryan scored 17.6 points versus Drew Brees at 11 points. And I'll tell you this, that would have made this matchup a lot closer. So whoops-a-daisy, Casey and Brody.
Whoops-a-daisy. Whoops-a-daisy.
But you still made the playoffs.
And our next matchup is an amazing matchup. It's the number 1 team in the league versus the team that has discontinued participating in the league.
Yes, correct.
And it's Why You Always Lying, Kyle, who brought his cool team name back, against Dubs and Brandon. And Brandon won and beat Kyle, which should give everyone hope that at any week anybody could win. And Brandon got 114 points, 97 points
Can we
for
even
Kyle.
say that Brandon got 114 points? Can we just say that
his team?
The managerless team scored 114 points?
The team without a coach?
The team without a coach scored 114
Unfortunately, points. Brandon ends up number 9 with his record, 3-10, and we give him the whatever award.
Yeah.
But we're going to talk about Kyle here.
Yes.
He's 10-3, number 1 going into the playoffs.
Yeah.
And his last 2 in a row, 2 of those losses are to Isaac. one of them is to Brandon, which doesn't make any sense unless you consider the awards he got this week.
Yes.
He got the Triple Bust Award this week for starting... here we go. Tyler Lockett got 0 points. He played.
Zero.
Got 0 points. His kicker, Gonzalez, for Arizona, got 1 point.
1-0.
And the Patriots defense, who have been sustaining him a lot this year, got 2 points.
2-0.
1, 2. He got the Triple Bust Award, which leads us to, not only did he get the Triple Bust, but he lost to Brandon, so he gets the...
Come on, man. I mean, come on, man. Come on, man. You're making money. Come on. I mean, come on, man. Come on.
You're making money, you're participating in the league, you actually know what you're doing, and somehow you lose to Brandon anyway.
Come
Kyle,
on!
We expect more from you. You are a senior in high school, you're getting ready to graduate. You actually know what happens in fantasy football, you actually know how to draft, you know how to make trades, you know how to do waivers, and yet you still lost to Brandon.
Come on, man.
Come on, man.
All right, the next matchup is, and this is the one that everyone was waiting for this week. It was me versus Connor.
Everyone was waiting for
and
this.
I heard so many things. It was on the news. Like, everybody was waiting for this. ESPN talked to me a little bit, and I was like, nah, we can't. I'm flattered, but, I can't go on TV. I got to travel to Atlanta this week. So, anyway...
They couldn't meet you in Atlanta.
I was busy. I had things to do. So this was the one that everybody was waiting for, and Connor
wasn't even waiting for this one.
Connor, I'm coming in last. Scored 97.8 points and gets the win.
Good job, Connor.
Over me, Lamar the way
Connor.
up with 91 points.
You said your team name wrong.
Nothing can stop me, Lamar the way up.
You lost though.
I know, so that brings Connor to a whopping 2-11.
Good job, Connor.
And that drops me to 8-5.
Poor guy.
Number 4 going into the playoffs.
That's good.
I suppose. But for Connor this week, we give him a specific award because of his win.
Don't call it a comeback. I've been here for years.
He been here for years. Just getting another win.
I think he's been here for 16 years.
Yeah, right.
Because he's 16.
Yeah, right. He's been around for 16 years.
Did you get that?
So he gets, I did. I knew where you're going with it. So he gets the win this week.
It's
Actually
great when
had, I wouldn't say it was a great week, but Mahomes scored some points. Josh Jacobs, who I traded to him, scored some points.
Adams.
But big Devontae scores 21 points.
13.
And the Steelers score 13 points. So he pulls it off. I would say this one is more about my team stinking.
That's true.
So on to my award, which is...
This is what's great about sports. This is what the greatest thing about sports is.
Greatest thing.
You play to win the game.
You what?
Hello? You play to win the game.
You play to win
So
the
here's
game.
the thing. You play to win the game.
That's true.
And I want to point...
I don't think your team did.
I want to point something out here
Point
to
it
my
out.
team.
Tell us.
Both of whom are going to be dropped this week.
You started 2 guys are going to get dropped?
Both of whom are going to be dropped this week. I don't even know his name.
Who are you even talking about?
Brett Maher, is that his name?
Oh,
Brett
yeah, Brett.
has at least 3 chances, I think, to kick a field goal. He misses
He missed
2 of them, I think. Misses 2 field goals, which would have been 6 points.
He missed 1 30-yarder and 1 40-yarder.
And that 6 points would have put me like within a half a point. Okay? And the Eagles defense is playing Miami, who has been the worst team in the league all year long, and they allow 37 points. Let me remind you,
and the Eagles lost.
Brett and the Eagles, let me remind you that you play to win the game.
Hold on.
This is what's great about sports. This is what the greatest thing about sports is.
Greatest thing.
You play to win the game.
And
Hello?
when you don't
Hello?
play and when you don't play to win the game,
You
lose
to
the
win
game.
the game.
And because of those two losers, I lost the game.
And you ended up number 4 overall, which means you have to play.
And I think I could have gotten a bye if I'd have won that one, right?
But that's not what happened. But this week we're going to look at the matchups. We have 2 matchups this week, which means 4 teams are playing. 6 of us are on bye. So make sure you get your lineups in. The season's not over. Connor, you lost. You came in 10th, but you don't have to finish last. If you can win a game in the playoffs next week, you could not have to be last. So keep us going. So anyways, here we go. Smoker's cough. Because you smoke all the time and it makes me cough. Our first matchup.
Let me see if this helps.
I'm not ready. So 3 people in your home are in the playoffs next week. We're going to start with Levying on a Jet Plane versus Mara the Sticky Bandit. Brody, Casey, Brody versus Abby. That's when he's hitting the bag.
Oh, I'm like, what the heck is that? Okay.
Who is going to win, Abby or the guys from Freedom?
That's a tough one. I think Abby had a particularly
Abby squashed them
good
this
week,
week.
but I think Casey and Brody are going to have a much better
Wow.
week this next week.
Going
I'm
against
cheering.
your own
No,
daughter.
I'm cheering for Abby,
But you're cheering but don't believe in her.
no, I do. I think that she has a chance, but her team has been up and down all year. It's been tough.
Which leads us to the rivalry matchup of all rivalries of all time in the history of the planet. It is you, and what is your team, Lamar the Way Up,
Lamar the Way Up
versus Kittlecorn,
Yes.
Isaac, to go on in the playoffs.
You just changed it.
It doesn't
It
matter.
was something different. I can't remember what
We'll
it
get
is.
it next time.
Okay.
For the sake of this recording, who's going to win, you or Isaac?
I am.
Remember, you lost to Connor this week.
I am struggling with running backs in
You
this
are
league,
just struggling in
and
life.
so I believe that Isaac is going to win this week.
Wow, you don't even believe in yourself.
That's correct. No, I believe in myself. I don't believe in my team.
But what you're saying is you Lamar the way down, is what you're saying.
Now Lamar's going to be great. I have no concerns about Lamar.
It doesn't matter about you and your team because it's time for the Power Rankings! And here we go. Coming in at number 9, I'm coming in last. It is Connor. And you did. You were last in the regular season, Connor, and I'm sorry, but like I said, there's still hope. Help me,
Yes.
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yes.
You're my only hope.
Yes.
You got good points. You won the game this week. Keep it going, and you can still win. Coming in at number 8 is the Walrus in the Woods himself, Judah.
Yes.
His team is not trustworthy enough to get into... Oh, wait. Sorry, it's not Walrus. It's Nelson. In Wilson we trust.
Oh, okay. I was wondering where. Okay.
Wilson is not trustworthy.
No.
Because he didn't help him get into the playoffs.
Yeah.
He lost to Judah of all people.
Yep.
And so that's why he's number 8. Number 7, I got confused because it's Walrus in the Woods,
Right.
but he's high on
High on
fantasy.
fantasy.
It is Judah. Now here's the thing.
Missing the playoffs in both
He's
leagues.
number 7,
Yeah.
and he's the best of the worst. But what happened? I don't know what happened. He won the whole thing last year. This is an absolutely horrible showing for a former champion
Come
to not
on,
even
man.
make the playoffs.
Come on, man.
You should know better.
Yeah.
You shook Sinatra's
Yeah,
hand. You should know better.
You should know better.
I think Judah's going to lose the first game of the playoffs and finish 10th to Brandon or Connor, I think. Coming in at number 6 in the power rankings, Kittlecorn himself is Isaac.
Yeah, he's been on a rough stretch here.
He lost to me. How bad do you have to be to lose to me?
Yeah.
He's got a poor name, there's a poor showing, and he's not hopeful against you, even though you're not hopeful against him.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter, because coming in at number 5 is Marv the Sticky Bandit, Abby. She got the Stugernaut this week. Could she be the upset special and take down the
Could be.
twins?
She needs
Is her
Saquon.
team coming together at the
She
right
needs
time?
Saquon. He's
Tune in the same time
That's
next
right.
week. The same
Saquon
bad
showed up
time,
a little bit this
same
last
bad
week,
channel.
so come on.
She got Devontae Parker, who's a stud, and Saquon.
Parker and Saquon. And Deshaun Watson needs to play another good game.
Coming in at number 4 in the power rankings, it is Lamar the way down.
That's right.
Aaron Chilk, he backed into the playoffs.
Anything can stop
Come
me,
on,
Lamar the
Aaron.
way down.
You're a lower score than number 3, so
Yeah.
that's why you're number 4. But speaking of number 3, it's Levying on a Prayer. You want to sing again for us? Levying on the jet plane?
Why do you have on a prayer in there?
Oh, sorry. That's why I got confused. Maybe I typed it in.
Living on a jet plane, living
Levy on a jet plane. Whatever.
Levy on
They're
me.
number 3. They
On
backed
a
into the
jet
playoffs. Also,
plane.
they lost. They have to play Abby again, who they just lost to. Barely more points than you to be number 3. Which brings us to number 2. You know him. You love him. Joe Van Victorino! It's me. I'm number 2. By default, I'm number 2 in the
And I think a
rankings.
question that
I
everyone-
won. You lost. The Twins
A
lost.
question that everyone
I'm
has
going
been
in,
asking.
but I'm scared. I don't think I'm going to do very
A
well.
question that everyone has been asking is, who is Joe Van Victorino?
I don't.
John, can you tell us who Joe Van Victorino is?
I don't remember.
So he has a random name as the name of his team.
There was
He
a
has
reason.
no idea who Joe Van Victorino is.
I even Google searched and there's no results for Joe Van Victorino, so I don't know what is going on. But number 1 is why you always lying. It's our friend Kyle Beiersdorf.
Look at
He's
those
been
teeth.
the top those teeth. He's been the top team all year long. We'll replace Aaron with Kyle.
Okay.
How's that? There we go. We need to be scared. We need to hope that he has injuries.
Yes.
We need to hope that he makes bad decisions.
Yes.
And that will trip him up. Remember, Obi-Wan Kenobi, your only hope.
Yeah.
Because Kyle is the Empire.
Yes.
He's going to destroy us all because he has a Death Star, which is his 2 running backs. He's got Christian McCaffrey. He's got Dalvin Cook. He's got the Patriots defense. He's got all kinds of stuff on his team. We better hope that he loses because
That was quite a roundabout there on the way to that. But all right.
sometimes I don't think, I just talk.
Okay.
I thought you were going to say something. I did the whole power rankings, and you're just done. Are you? Is that side of the video screen frozen? This camera side's still working. So Kyle says, have a good week, everyone. Start your guys on Thursday. Put your bad players in. And this is Kyle signing off for myself and me and Aaron. And Aaron's back.
And we're back.
I don't know what happened there, but my name is
I blacked
Kyle.
out for a second.
You need to black out because you don't have as nice as teeth as I do. Show me a
I know,
smile.
look at that.
Flash me a smile. The mustache is getting in the way of your teeth. I can't see the nice...
All right,
shoulders.
this is Aaron and Kyle signing out. We will see you next
Bye.
time.
Are you starting?
I'll
or
do
am I
anything. Don't paperclip me.
Am I starting? Or are you?
It's like Men in Black. I remember when you and I used to do this, you'd be like, flush me, Jay, flush me. And I'd be like, nah.
All right.
Old busted, young hotness. Old busted, young hotness.
All right. Guest appearance.
Okay.